Our guest today is the only coach in Ole Miss volleyball history to lead her team to the second round of the NCAA Tournament. Bre Henry, welcome to the Manning Room.
Thank you. What an intro. Love that.
Oh, that's what I do. That's really why I'm here. It's the intro. The rest
All right,
is
we're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. No, it's but it's true though, and I don't think we've gotten the chance to debrief after last year, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
I love your guys' staff. I loved your guys' team last year. The fans were into it. Like last year was just so magical. Did you ever get the chance to process it after everything ended and the history you made and all that you guys accomplished? Did you get the chance to really process that once the year was over?
I guess I don't really think so. I mean, it was so rewarding and we like celebrated it, but to, like really sit down and process it, I don't know. It's just like as this job goes on, you're like, next season, recruiting, spring, new freshmen. Can we do it again? How are we gonna do it again? So, I guess like if I were to say just process it, probably not. But like totally enjoy it and live in it and never forget it, like absolutely.
Yeah, I just feel like it never ends because, like you said, roster retention, who's in the portal, freshmen, things of that nature too.
Yeah.
But I'm always curious because it is so fast paced. If coaches are able to just like sit back and be like, we did that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask a couple of your players later on too, like, did you ever get the chance to process that? But it was such a historic year too. And what did you and your coaching staff say to each other in those final moments of that Florida State match? Because there's a really cool moment when the team's celebrating. You all kind of huddle up near the bench. I know you guys are all close.
Yeah.
But what was said to each other in that moment?
There was one moment that I really remember. It was at the end of the fourth set, and we were losing. And you just kind of saw this, like, turn of energy. And I was like, hold the phone. Like, we're not going there. Like, no matter how this ends tonight, like, we want to be proud of what we're doing. We want to stay a team. We want to be looking each other in the eye. We want to be communicating. We want to play Ole Miss volleyball. And that was such an awesome moment. And, like, I really think it set the tone a little bit for us to finish that match out, win the fourth set after being down, and then go into the fifth. And that was a really memorable moment for me. And then when we won, it was kind of like just chaos after that and just so much joy and so much hugging. And, like, it almost feels like you can't even celebrate it right. And, after the game, and you're just on such a high too. And I think that's like really carried into the next day a lot. But yeah, we just embraced. Like, I wish I had that moment on video. Like, I would frame that because like this staff is so amazing that we get to work with every day. And it just felt like, what we're doing it the right way. We're enjoying each other. We're enjoying the game. I think we're providing a great experience for our athletes. And then to get rewarded to make history, like that embrace just meant so much.
Mm-hmm. And I know technically this is year 4, so last year was 3, but I would always say it's kind of year 2.5 with the way which you came in the situation, finish out the remainder of your first year as, the interim head coach and such. And has anyone really given you your flowers in that regard? Because you didn't really have much head coaching experience at the collegiate level coming into this. And in fact, I mean, this is what your second full-time job Ole Miss was, if I'm right?
Yeah.
And now you're here and you accomplished what you did. Has anyone given you your flowers? I don't know if.
I don't.
I'm giving you your flowers right now
because
that's it. Really is amazing what you've done.
I appreciate that. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if I'm like deserving yet. I think it's been really, really awesome, and I feel so supported by everybody, the staff, the admin, my family. Like, for me, sometimes there's like a little bit of like imposter syndrome there, like what's going on a little bit. And, we had a tough, we lost 9 players, and, some of those were tough, and then also like just heartbreaking or graduating seniors. And I remember my husband saying to me when I'm thinking about this coming year, and he's like, Bre, it's not supposed to be easy for you yet, because we've been like cruising and it's been fun and it's been really enjoyable. I'm like, you're so right. Like, what are we, like, this is going to be a great year to prove and continue to prove like what we are. So flowers, like, I just think it's more like a vision into like what we get to be. And like, it's been really cool that we've had this success this early so that we can like, we're hungry for it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm excited about this year's team too.
Yeah.
I know you're a head coach. Coaches always look forward. We don't look back. I understand. But what are we? It's early. This is July, whatever it is. So I'm taping, just letting everybody know. What have you seen from this team so far? And I know again it's early, but what should we? I hate to use the word expect because it's early, but what do you think we're going to see from this year's roster?
Yeah. Well, I think that everyone's going to have to do a pretty darn good job of knowing the new people and learning all the names. We are young. We are fresh. We had last year's freshmen that came in summer, first competition season. None of them saw the court. And then we had 6 newcomers come in January. So like we have just some babies on the roster in the best way, but it's still going to be Ole Miss volleyball. Like you're going to see new people get to do, like when they come to an Ole Miss volleyball game, they're like, yes, that's Ole Miss volleyball, which I'm proud of to have like a stamp and a system. But I'm like, those are new faces. Like, let's watch her develop for the next 4 years. You know, like they saw Peyton and Sasha, like they've been seeing them for 4 years. And so when you come in, you're like, now I get to see this new group develop for the next 4 years and see how their career pans out. I think that they've been working hard since January and those other freshmen for a whole year. So I think they're like craving like competition and SEC and like, let's get this going, because upperclassmen and the staff, that's all we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So they're finally excited to be like, okay, here we go. Like the show's about to start, you know, like that sort of excitement, which is really fun.
And obviously you hit the portal too.
Yeah.
So you got some newcomers, obviously. Who are they and what do they bring to your program? So
we have Viviana. She is a setter. She is fantastic as far as the addition to culture and just the continued competitiveness, love for the game in the gym, like gym rat. So that's been really exciting. She's young. And she's moved up to this next level and she's really excited about that. And, you know, has been training all summer, just like soaking it in. She's in the offices with us. So she's like ingrained very quickly. Jordan Towns, when, you know, this might be super revealing. When we were at Alabama playing them last year, I rode on the bus back and I said, Taylor, if Towns goes in the portal, like I want her. And she ended up going in the portal. I even texted her that, like when I got the opportunity to finally like get her number, I was like, just so you know, like I've been this is how I felt after playing you. And it's been really cool to have her all spring and like really coach her up. Like she is going to be such a dominant player. She's going to score in like 6-5 ways, which is exciting. But then you're also going to get to see her just like be in our system. And we want to get so many balls to her. You know, if you know Ole Miss volleyball, like we want a lot of balls through the middle. Like you're not just a middle blocker. But just to see her develop as a player and what she's going to do and the role she's going to hold on the team is really exciting. It's so funny to watch her come out of her shell. Like she'll say something and you're like, oh my God, that's hilarious. And then, you know, she'll, whisper something here. I'm like, she has so much sass in there and we just got to like bring it out. A lot of personality, a lot of fun. And she's going to be a dominant player for us this year. There's Gabby. She was an all-star at UNC and in her conference, just making a huge impact. So it's been really cool. I mean, being from the West Coast, you know, we were when I was there, recruiting Colorado kids, you know, so I've been watching her for a really long time. And then we went and played UNC. I've always known about her before she was even at UNC. And so to see her, I think, getting to this next level and like this is where you should be competing, it's going to be really exciting to see how her athleticism, her ability to score at the next level. And continue to coach her up there. And I think she's going to hold like a huge role for us as well. And on either pin, she's going to be super versatile, back row. So that's going to be another game changer for us too.
Like she was kind of a pain in the neck for you guys when you guys played them twice.
Yeah.
Last year.
Totally. Totally pain in the neck. So like, let's just bring them to our team.
That's the name of the game in college athletics now.
Yeah.
I love it. So, okay. this year's special for the program because it's 50 years of Ole Miss volleyball, and I've really just kind of seen the branding and the logos and stuff from afar. It looks really, really cool. What should fans expect from the coaching staff, from the program and administration to celebrate 50 years of you all playing volleyball here?
Yeah, I think what's cool about how we're tackling this, it's like we're not just letting everybody know it's 50 years. Like, it's going to be a reminder every single time you walk into this gym or every time you walk into a game. There's going to be part of our promos. You know, it's going to be on our shirts. Like, we're really celebrating Ole Miss volleyball this year. And so that's really cool to get to do, and we're going to bring some All-Americans back. You're going to see videos from them and talking about their time. In my last few years here, we brought a lot of alumni back, and they've been so excited to finally get together with their group. One of the big things, I mean, there's been some turnover at Ole Miss, and I don't ever want alumni to think that they don't have any connection to come back here. So that's been a huge mission of mine. And so they've been so grateful about us getting all connected. And so that's been happening for 3 years. And then, like, let's stamp it with, now we're really going to celebrate you guys, celebrate all the way back, coaches, players, you know, award winners. So, yeah, there's going to be some really cool, like, promotions and giveaways, hearing voices from the past on the video board. So it's just like a total tribute to them because we can't be anywhere without them.
I love hearing you say that because I think in our first ever like sit down, we talked about alumni, and I remember that was something that you wanted to hit in one of your conversations with us. And I love hearing that it's grown. Yeah. Right. Because that was such a big focal point for you. So I'm glad that the alums have responded. Yeah. And it was really cool to see, you know, Nikita Clare come back, and I'm excited to see Regina Thomas also come back. And obviously Peyton and Sasha, who were instrumental to last year's season too. That's really cool. But I was going to ask you why the connection's important to you, but you just answered that question for me. So. And
then we're going to end it all with like a big Alumni Weekend, November 14th. So it's just going to be like the true ending on a great 50-year season. I mean, obviously there's more volleyball after that, but yeah, I think it's going to be huge. It's going to be fun for all them to all come back.
What, November 14th? Mm-hmm. November 14th. Little pause here so people can circle it. November 14th. Okay. So I realized in a lot of our conversations that I've never really went deep into your playing career. And I know, I mean, we say it all the time on TV, like, oh, you know, Bre Henry, Long Beach State and Beach National Champion. And I was like, you know what? I think this will be the time where I can kind of do a little deep dive here. And I know you smile, but you've had like an up and down journey too when it comes to your playing career, and I kind of just want to dive deep into it a little bit. One of your assistant coaches from Long Beach State, when she was recruiting you, said that in high school you were averaging 2 contacts per play, which is hilarious because sometimes that's just how high school volleyball works. Like you get your 1-2 players that always touch the ball. But I want your perspective on what high school was like for you in your playing days, because I mean, what were you then? 6 foot?
I was probably
3.
Yeah, 6. I mean, I've probably been this height my whole high school career. Yeah.
So what was it like being? I'm gonna say one woman show, but you can say it however you want.
Yeah. Well, I showed up to college like 130 pounds. Like, I had no idea what college volleyball, what club volleyball was. So funny. I tell people, I was in a small town, and my club experience was practicing 2 hours on Sunday, and we went to 1 qualifier. So like my exposure to like how much volleyball youth are playing right now was so not that. So I really enjoyed high school. You got to play volleyball every day. You got to go to practice every day. You know, yeah, it was, I wouldn't say one woman show because you need 3 people to do it all. But yeah, I learned a lot. Like, I didn't think that, you know, I was better than anybody else. I knew I wanted to go places and get out of Reading and, you know, go feel that everyone said like, oh, that's a pipe dream to go play Division I volleyball and get a scholarship, like from where we were from. So when that all happened, I was like, oh my gosh, this is coming true. So yeah, it was a fun time. I was so like, if I were to look back, I'm like, I was so lanky. I'm like, I'm surprised I had any power to hit the ball over the net at all, but I was just like so much taller than everybody in Reading.
I read against your guys' like arch rival who had dominated you all up until you
West Valley.
Freaking West Valley. Yeah. You had 40 kills in a match against them. So it's like, Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that just sounds like Bre.
I remember Erica Chittister, she came from Long Beach to watch that match. I was like, okay, well, if you're going to watch a match, because like volleyball is pretty, you know, hit or miss here, come watch CV play West Valley. And like, it's going to be a huge rival match. And I think we like swept them in 3. I was like, I swear this is supposed to be like a big show, the 5 sets, you know, all the things. And then she was like, great luck for us. And we played fantastic. So.
Well, you put on a show.
No,
so she got a show in the end.
Yeah,
so it was a 3-setter, and you still recorded 40.
I mean, you only remember the great things.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
That's how I feel. Yeah, sure.
Sure. Well, we'll go with that. Is it true that you showed up to one of Long Beach State's camps, like just unannounced, and you left with a scholarship offer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you take me through that? Like, how does one just show up like that and all of a sudden leave with a scholarship?
What's crazy is that we used to get magazines, and they were like the magazines that had like all these crazy shirts, volleyball shirts, like, you know, these crazy fun stains. And on the back of it were camps that you wanted to go to. And there was Brian Gimalaro's Long Beach State camp, and Long Beach State is like a great volleyball program. So I went, and while I was there, I showed up to the big pyramid. My dad took me. And we're like, this place is nuts. And so you walk in, you go to camp, and I sit down, and they're like, what do you want to do? You know, you're doing like a circle of icebreakers. You're like, and they're like, where do you want to play? And I'm like, I was Bre Henry. I was Bre Mackey, and I want to play at Long Beach State. And so I think me saying that from the very beginning, they're like, okay, well, we'll keep an eye on her. They had no idea about me, never recruited me, had no idea. And I guess I had a great camp. And they brought me back at like one of the lunch sessions when you could do this back then. And they're like, hey, like, we really like you. We want to offer you a scholarship. And I called my dad. And my dad's like, no, what are you talking about? Like,
No?
this is insane. And then he met him after camp, and they like confirmed like what was going on. And we had no idea. We were just like so oblivious, being so small town. And yeah. And then I think I came back for an official visit and said yes, and yeah, loved it.
So Long Beach State was what, 9 hours from home? 10 hours?
Yeah.
Because you're in the Northern California?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it Redding?
Redding,
California?
Mhm.
Okay. And I also read you were supposed to redshirt your freshman year, but wound up not.
Yeah.
And so what was that experience like?
Yeah, like I said, I came to like, I was like 130. And then we had double days, and that was like 125. They're like, this kid cannot hang in college at all. They were trying to like bulk me up, you know, get me all. Because again, I'm playing against people who were going to club for 9 hours and playing at these big qualifiers. Like, I didn't realize how behind I was. And then I was on the baby court learning mine ones. Like, I wasn't ever getting moved up to like the starting court. And then unfortunately, one of our starters, she got shin splints or like fractures. So they put me on the outside. I had to burn my red shirt, and I think I had one great game on the right side or on the left side, and then I couldn't handle it after that. They put me over there on the right side, and then I loved right side, thrived there, got to do that. I wish I had a 5th year. Like, I think that would have been really, really cool. But yeah, threw into the fire. Adversity, dealt with it.
When you go from just tall, lanky to eventual ABCA All-American and then again Beach National Champion too.
Mm-hmm.
So did your head coach really admit to you that he didn't plan on learning your name because you were supposed to redshirt and he just didn't need to know who you were at the time?
For sure.
How brutal is that? I read that and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
College athletics can just be cutthroat sometimes.
Well, you know, like, you're at a really big program. Like, Long Beach State has a notable volleyball history. And, you know, he was doing it his way. And, like, I know there's been, you know, some things back and forth about Long Beach and all that. But I'm like, you really learned discipline. And you learned, like, you have to earn your spot on the team. And, like, I don't think I was like offended that he didn't know my name, because I knew they all cared about me and they loved me and they actually knew my name. But when you get into competition season, you're like, I got to figure out how to win with, you know, 7 people. And I was supposed to be on the bench in my sweats the entire time. So yeah.
I read that and I was like, wow, that's crazy.
I mean, I was on the baby court forever.
Yeah.
I remember calling my mom. They called it the baby court. I'm calling mom. I got onto the big court. You know, I'm really good at mine ones now. I can keep it in line. Mine ones are insane, but yeah.
So from the baby court to Switzerland and the Philippines, how did your professional opportunities come about?
Well, my senior year, of college, we had a fantastic year. And I was like, I'm not ready to be done. Like, let me see what this professional thing is about. Long Beach State had a lot of professionals. And, you know, you get it with an agency, you make some film of yourself. Ended up going to Switzerland.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. Being in the middle of Europe, and in the volleyball was different. Like, not gonna lie, like when you're doing 20 plus hours in college and then you go over and you're playing for a club, and you know, there's so many levels professionally, which is really exciting. That's why I encourage everybody to go. Like, you'll be able to find a place and get to live rent free and make some money, or go to school, pay for your master's. While you are getting to play volleyball and living in another country. Like, there's no other time of your life where you're going to get to do that. So living there for 9 months, and the volleyball was a little different, and, you know, less hours doing that. But I'm like, okay, well, we're going to flip the script. Me and my other American teammate were like, okay, well, we get every Saturday off, and then we just come to practice. Like, we only play on Fridays, and we get the weekend off, and we start again on Monday. So after our Friday match, we'd hop a train and go to Paris, stay in a hostel, go do that. We like would sometimes come back on our train and like go to practice on Monday. So, yeah, it was amazing living there and getting to play volleyball, try to learn a different language. I did not succeed. And yeah, it was really, really cool. And then the Philippines was so crazy. Like,
Really?
getting to experience a third world country is wild. Like, I got off the plane and I'm like,
did I make a mistake?
yes. I'm like, I think we should turn back. Like, we do not belong here. This is crazy. And then just the adversity of dealing with that. And they're just like the most kind people. They love volleyball. So those are some really cool arenas to play in. And just to experience that. And it was some of like the most beautiful places I've ever been. And then like you look back and you're like, this is third world. Like, this is crazy. So it was really, really cool though. People were so sweet. Teammates were so sweet. Loved it.
I could talk to you all day about that. I know you got to go downstairs and take pictures.
Yes.
So I feel like I've already extended my 20-minute time here. So I'm looking forward to this year. Thank you so much. I know we've got plenty more conversations to come. So thank you, Bre. I appreciate you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this year.
Thanks for the rehab on history. Jesus, I wasn't prepared for that, but love it. No, we're really excited about this year. Come watch. Yeah, come invest in volleyball. We love it.
Let's do it.